Hello everybody and welcome to the return of the top 10 light novels in Japan. I took a little hiatus while I was getting accustomed to my new job. I still don't know if I'm exactly comfortable, but you know what? Let's bring this back. It's been about 2 months. Gonna do a little change though. I'm not gonna bother doing the top 10 overall series because honestly, it's kind of boring and it's really inaccurate given that a lot of the books that fans, as well as even Kono Light Novel ga Sugoi, think are light novels, for whatever reason Oricon does not. So this is going to be for the list for October 18th to the 24th of 2021. And of course, I take this from the Oricon website, the light novel work, paperback, and literary book lists, because you got to look at all three. So, without further ado, let's get to it. At number 10. With 3,771 copies sold, Volume 5 of Classroom of the Elite, Year 2. Of course, Classroom of the Elite, a very popular series about a school that basically rewards its students with points based on, well, a variety of things. Very cutthroat and very tactical thinking and how to manipulate the system go on in this series. This has been licensed for release in English by 7 Seas, and in fact, while they're releasing currently Year 1, they have announced that they have licensed Year 2 as well, so you can look forward to that one coming out eventually in English. At number 9, with 3,889 copies sold, we have Volume 24 of A Playthrough of a Certain Dude's VRMMO Life. That could be a very rough English translation. That we do not have this one licensed for English release. 30-year-old Tanaka Daiichi's childhood dream of playing a VRMMO has finally come to life. As he creates his character, he decides to choose skills that are considered useless by others, since he has no interest in playing like a main character. Follow the adventures of Daiichi as he strives to use his mismatched set of worthless skills to achieve his dream goal of simply being able to enjoy an alternate life in a virtual reality. Kind of sounds like what I'm doing playing Minecraft right now. Just trying to get the hell away from reality for a little while. Well, I'm sure his mismatched skills are probably actually far more useful than he thinks. Whereas my Minecraft, I just generally suck at it and die often getting blown up by creepers. And you can watch me do it if you want. I do stream it when I feel up to it. At number 8, with 3,895 copies sold, this is a brand new series, and it's Salad Bowl of Eccentrics. And yes, that's literally the English title that they have on the cover in Japan. This is actually by the same author as A Sister's All You Need, so it'll give you a little idea of what you're in for. Poor detective Kaburoya Sosuke meets Sarah, an otherworldly princess who manipulates magic while on his tail. Sosuke begins to live with Sarah in an unorthodox manner, but she quickly becomes accustomed to modern Japan. On the other hand, Livia, the female knight who followed Sarah to the other world, leads a surprisingly happy life while living as a homeless person. In addition to Sosuke, these two otherworldly figures who live with a positive and strong attitude have an impact on the other oddballs living here, such as a devilish lawyer, a breakup agent, and a religious leader. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It looks like it's probably another wild and crazy series. But well, we'll see. Of course, we don't have this one in English, but A Sister's All You Need, if you want to check that one out, we do indeed have that available in English. At number 7, with 4,452 copies sold, volume number 8 of Loner Life in Another World. We do have this one available in English from 7 Seas. When sarcastic loner Haruka gets transported with his class to another world, he's not wild about adventuring, but he wouldn't mind having some cool powers. Unfortunately, He's last in line when the magic cheat skills get divvied up, so by the time it's Haruka's turn, there are no good choices left. Now, Haruka will have to take on this fantasy world the hard way, on his own, with a hodgepodge of bizarre skills. When infighting and chaos break out among his classmates, can this loner come to the rescue? I mean, from what I can see, basically all the girls of the class decide to hang out with him for some bizarre reason. But isn't that kind of how it always goes? That loner outsider character that isn't popular in high school, just for some strange reason all the girls think he's super cool and hot when they get to another world. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not. They may just hang out with him because all the other guys are a bunch of lecherous jerks and they figure the quiet dude who ignores everybody is less of a threat. I don't really know. Haven't checked this one out. Probably won't. I've heard some very mixed things about this book. At number 6, with 4,608 copies sold, volume number 12 of Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. You can pick this one up in English from Yen on. A great war has raged for years between the scientifically advanced Empire and Nebulous, the realm of magical girls, until the youngest knight ever to receive the title of the Empire's strongest meets the princess of the rival nation. Though they are sworn enemies, the knight is taken by her beauty and dignity, and the princess is moved by his strength and way of life. Will the fighting between them ever be allowed to end? So hey, if you want some Romeo and Juliet magic light novel action, this one's probably not a bad one to check out. There was an anime based on it, which seemed to get kind of lukewarm reactions from what I saw. And I only checked up the first volume. It was okay. It didn't blow me away. It relied maybe a little too heavily on coincidences for me to really buy into it. 5, with 4,694 copies sold, we got volume number 4 of I'm the Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire. This one is licensed by 7 Seas. If I recall, I think this is the same author as the It's Tough for Mobs in an Otome game, or whatever the heck it's called. I could be totally wrong. In his last life, Liam lived as a moral, responsible person, but died deep in debt and betrayed by his wife. Reborn into the ruling family of a vast interstellar empire, Liam knows that life is divided into the downtrodden and the ones who do the stomping. So this time, he's going to take what he wants and live for himself. But somehow, things refuse to work out that way. Despite doing his best to become a tyrant, Liam's decisions lead to nothing but peace and prosperity for the empire under his rule, and he just gets more and more popular. I mean, it's got robots. It's set in a sci-fi setting. I mean, it sounds very much like another Isekai harem title, but it's science fiction with big robots. I mean, I've said a number of times that I want sci-fi and that I'd like big robots. This isn't exactly what I had in mind, but, you know, it's okay. At number 4, with 4,977 copies sold, volume 2 of I Want to Be Pampered by the Marquis of Ice. In order to avoid a bad ending, get the favor of the most dreaded father. I didn't do anything, but I'm being doted on. A heartwarming house fantasy of a beautiful young woman who is loved. Yuri, an Alaska-based novelist, finds herself reincarnated in the world of a novel she wrote. She finds herself reincarnated in the world of a novel as Juliana, the daughter of a marquis, who is unloved as an illegitimate child and dies a tragic death. In order to avoid the coming bad ending, she is determined to gain the favor of her father Lambert, the Marquis of Ice, who is feared as the scariest of all. I'm not doing anything, but I'm being doted on? From that day on, Juliana's pampered life began. Lambert feeds her sweets by hand and holds her in his strong lap. In addition, she was loved by her brother, who was supposed to hate her, and adored by her magic master, who was supposed to hate her. What the hell is going on? So yes, I mean, it's kind of a twist on the whole Otome villainous type thing. Although it doesn't really sound so much that she was a villainess. It sounds just more like she had a really bad end. Probably one of those like, if taking a look at this, I think like her death is probably like the backstory. Like the book that she wrote probably featured Lambert and had him as like some really horrible individual, and it was because his daughter died or something. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I think it's kind of interesting though that she's actually the author, like it's her own world that she's reborn into, this world that she created. Although of course it sounds like she has no idea how to deal with it because it's not like what she wrote. So I don't know. I mean, it's a slightly different take on the whole thing. I would be interesting to know, like, so obviously as authors, there's always all sorts of things that that never reach the book. You know what I mean? Like you have all sorts of things sorted out in your head and notes written down and everything else, but it just never goes into the book. It's just stuff that you keep in mind as you're writing. And it would be kind of interesting if that kind of plays into us. It's the same way that a lot of these Otome ones are like, oh, well, I read the unofficial fan book, so that's why I knew. And like, it's kind of along those lines too. But it would be interesting because this is the actual person who created things. I don't know. Anyway, it's not available in English, so it's not like anybody can figure it out right now unless you can read Japanese. So, hey, there you go. At number 3, with 5,893 copies sold, it's volume number 9 of Memory Records of the Bastard Magic Instructor. So this is a spin-off series of the records of Akashic, or the Akashic records of a bastard. I don't know, whatever. I can't remember that. I can never remember that damn title. Basically, it's a magic school, and this one particular student who's all uppity, her favorite professor takes off, and the new professor who replaces him is a lazy bastard. And that doesn't make her very happy. But, of course, he got some kind of intricate backstory that explains everything, and he's probably way more powerful than anybody knows. And, well, you know how this all plays out. Anyway, so this one is a spin-off series. Now, I don't know if this is still true, but the fan page for Akashic Records basically says that each volume initially had several short stories that were published in Dragon magazine, and then it would have at least one story that was original just for that volume. So it sounds like they're just kind of side stories or maybe prequel stories. I don't know, whatever the author feels like he wants to write or she wants to write at that point. I don't know whether it's a guy or a girl, honestly. Most light novel authors, we have no idea who they are or what they are. But anyway, so yeah, that's what it sounds like this one is. I don't know if that's still true. Maybe it's just now short stories that the author feels like writing. I don't know if they have initially appear in Dragon, but whatever. That is what this one is. At number 2, with 9,040 copies sold, volume number 9 of I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World. Now, this one has just recently been announced that it's been licensed by Yenon, so we don't actually have a volume out yet. A door to another world stretches out before a boy who's been brutally bullied all his life. This alternate reality grants him access to all sorts of things like cheat skills and a portal that lets him travel between his old and new worlds. Can this class loser turn his life around back home? Now, this, I will at least say, has a slightly interesting twist. I really have no idea how it plays out. It could be total garbage. No idea. However, I do think like that is one thing that I think that myself and other people I've spoken to have always kind of said about the isekai genre, that we were like, well, that's cool and all, but what happens when you get home? Do you keep any of those powers? Do those powers all go away? How do you feel having been so ridiculously powerful and capable in another world, all of a sudden finding yourself back in your home world and you're just like that same washed out loser in the back of the classroom as you were before? I think that's kind of an interesting story. And so I kind of would be curious to see how this one plays out. I would be interested and think it's kind of cooler if when he goes back to our world, he has none of those abilities, but it is just the experiences, the confidence, the determination, all the things that he could potentially develop in himself in the other world as he's fighting his way through it. It would be interesting to see how that would play out, like how the change of personality would sort of affect things. That I could maybe check out, but I don't know what this one's like. I know some of you have said that you've checked it out, the manga at least. You know what? Hey, let me know what you think. It's in the comments. And finally, at number 1, with 11,725 copies sold, and it does not sound as phenomenal as what it, you'd think, but that's only because it's been number 1 for several weeks now. And that is volume 26 of Sword Art Online. If you don't know what this one is, where the hell have you been? This one is licensed by Yen On. It's available in English. They're really not that far behind the Japanese releases, actually. And, of course, this one is now the Unital Ring sequence, which Kawahara decided to start writing after having not written anything on Sword Art Online for almost 10 years. Might have been even a little beyond. So I think this is supposedly him tying it all up. That's what I think. There's also been some very heavy hints or things in it that heavily suggest that he is actually using this arc to kind of tie it into Excel World. Again, I won't spoil anything, but I've seen a couple things that are a little bit more compelling than just the tech seems similar that we've gone with for years now. So, I don't know. Is it worth checking out? Well, if you like Sword Art Online, I guess, yeah, sure. If you don't like Sword Art Online, no, don't bother. I mean, what the hell? It's going to get fully animated anyway, so even if you don't want to read the light novels, who gives a crap? You're going to see Unital Ring as an anime at some point. I mean, my God, they've animated everything of Sword Art Online. In fact, now they're digging into progressive because, what the hell? We've already done Aincrad, but now we'll do better Aincrad, maxed out Aincrad, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Sword Art Online. Volume number 26, number 1, with over 11,000 copies. And like I said, I think that's like its 3rd or 4th week at number 1. And it's been well over 10,000 copies every single week. Mad money, man. I don't know whether Kawahara decided that he wanted to go back to Sword Art Online because he really, truly, honestly felt like he wanted to write another story. Or if he was just like, man, I feel like making more coins, baby. I don't know. Probably a bit of both. Anyway, that's your top 10 in Japan for what did I say it was? October the 18th to the 24th of 2021. What do you think? What do you think? Some of these titles that are available in English or that are becoming available in English, what do you think? Let me know in those comments down below. In the meantime, thank you to my YouTube members that are hanging in here while I've been a really, really horrible YouTuber and not doing a whole hell of a lot. I greatly appreciate that support, and kind of helps me out and makes me want to keep going back. So anyway, thank you all for checking out this video, and I will see you in another one very shortly. Until then, bye bye for now. Oh, and check out my Minecraft stuff. Do it. I actually do talk about light novel stuff when I'm playing Minecraft sometimes, and I talk about other stuff too. So it's not just me playing Minecraft, although sometimes I screw up my audio in it. So if I'm not talking, it's just because I screw it up, but then somebody tells me they can't hear me. I do fix it. I'm terrible at streaming. I really am, but I keep doing it because I don't know, it's kind of fun in a way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.